Infrastructural development is a key driver of any state's growth and prosperity. And Maharashtra's Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis has achieved what few have, bringing the state's longest expressway, the Hindu Hruday Samrat Barasaheb Thackeray Maharashtra Samruddhi Mahamarg, to near completion. Now, to discuss this further, we are being joined by Dr. Yogini Deshpande, Technical Director, Renuka Consultants from Mumbai. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so ma'am, with the Samruddhi Expressway being previously isolated, bringing the previously isolated regions closer to Maharashtra's economic hubs, what are the key economic benefits you foresee for Vidarbha and the other underserved regions? And how might this fulfill the state government's idea of reducing regional disparities within the state?
Basically, when you look at the map of Maharashtra and the key drivers, the cities which drive the economy in Maharashtra, you see Mumbai, Pune, and somewhat to a certain extent Aurangabad. And down south, you have some amount of financial this coming from Kolhapur region. So basically, between Mumbai and Nagpur, there's nothing. There is no other intermediate city that has shown any development or has been able to grow the way these cities have grown.
Yeah.
And so the Samruddhi Mahamarga definitely is going to be a major game changer when it comes to development in Maharashtra along the Mumbai-Nagpur region. The many regions along just from Nasik, Jalgaon, Dhule, Vashim, these were Wardha. These are potential regions for growth in different ways. Each region brings a different this to the point to the state, and so it was very necessary to have connectivity along this line completely.
Absolutely. Now, infrastructure projects of this scale often face significant delays. Could you also walk us through the specific strategies and measures, such as probably the war room approach of Devendra Fadnavis, that were instrumental in keeping the Samruddhi Expressway on track despite the potential bureaucratic and logistical challenges?
Yes, so I think the Samruddhi Mahamarga is a major success of the Samruddhi Mahamarga is a major development and this in the feather of Devendra Fadnavis's cap because it was a huge project. The audacity to think of connecting Mumbai and Nagpur was huge. The major highway that was built in Maharashtra, the first major highway that was built in India in itself was Mumbai-Pune highway, which was built in 2002. And after that, we hadn't seen anything big that was built in Maharashtra for a very long time. So to dream of it, to think of it, and then put it, the planning together, and also then eventually build it is a major achievement in itself. And how did we went about doing this?
Thinking is thinking, but then actually putting
this project cost the state 55,000 crores. So it was not a small change. It was a major project. How do you get the funds? That's the first thing. So first is the planning. Second is the funds. How do you get the funds? So once the planning, the highway was planned, how it will run and what is its alignment would be. The funds for the project were achieved by the state government through its own different which includes the MMRDA, the MSRDC, which executed the project, and other key government agencies which were leveraged to get loans for Samruddhi Mahamarga. So this was a major, very good move to ensure that there is funding available for the Mahamarga. The next hurdle that would have been for the Mahamarga would have been the acquisition of land. Again, the land acquisition a war room was set up in 2015 by the CM's this office, and they ensured that the land acquisition was progressed without many major hurdles. Because earlier
Hmm.
major projects would get thrown in the dustbin precisely because of this issue that land acquisition would become a major issue. And so while they ensured that they were talking to every landowner, the way the this was done, it was ensured that a smooth transition from the owner to the user department will happen. This was also a major thing, a very good thing that is very much required for an infrastructure project. And then, of course, eventually, then subsequently breaking down the highway into different subdivisions, giving
Yeah.
it each one to different contractors and getting it built was a major achievement.
Right. And any light you would want to throw on the logistical challenges that were faced during the building of this Mahamarg?
The logistical challenges basically would have been have been in terms of how these different. So you have major bridges that were required to be built. One of the longest tunnels of Maharashtra, 7.7 kilometers between Igatpuri
Yeah.
and Nasik, is along this way. So these are you could call them as hurdles, but as a civil engineer, I call them as achievements
Hmm.
rather than challenges and hurdles. And so these
Yeah.
they were overcome by proper planning and construction.
Okay, ma'am. Now, Fadnavis's vision includes establishing townships along the expressway to create an economic corridor. Now, how do these planned townships contribute to fostering local economies, and what infrastructure is prioritized to ensure that all these areas become sustainable socio-economic hubs?
Yeah, so ensuring that growth is happening in the rural sector also has been a
Yeah.
major this key development this of the Fadnavis government, and in that ensuring that every all aspects of life, which includes medical, education, access to good water, sanitation, all these aspects are
Yeah.
available as much with greater ease to the rural population as to the
Population.
urban population has been an important aspect. So when you develop these centers at every few hundred kilometers, what is being ensured is that local communities are able to come together. Every
Hmm.
few hundred kilometers in Maharashtra, things change, or so it is each region is different and important from a different perspective. Along the
Absolutely.
Wardha Nagpur region, you
It's
come
not
across
just
a
the
lot.
food and the language, it's way more than that.
Yes, it is way more than that. So, you
Yeah.
look at the region between Wardha and Nagpur, you have multiple, sanctuaries, forest sanctuaries that are there. So, you are providing connectivity to the city people to reach to those regions through the Samruddhi Mahamarga. What it
True.
ensures is that there is some employment that is generated locally, as well as access for people who are who are living in cities to a rural environment, to a to cleaner air is more
Yeah.
easily available for them, is created. So you're creating a sustainable system of tourism, as well as a sustainable system for the cities to go back, for the people from the cities to go back to their regions.
To their
Similarly,
hometown. Yes.
access in terms of where you have cities like Jalgaon or cities like Nasik, they are going to be
Mm.
creating storage is for the grains. So how do you bring when the farmers are the crop, and it needs to be stored, it needs to be transported. So these different hubs, each hub will have one section to those requirements also.
Okay, ma'am. Now, the unique financing approach that we have for the expressways, including the toll securitization, has been a very standout element, if we could call it that. Now, could Fadnavis's funding model serve as a blueprint for other states as well? And how might it influence future infrastructure projects nationwide?
I think it's a very important step to to be able to fund a project through toll securitization. And
Hmm.
yes, definitely, once we are able to ensure and show that this is a successful model, then I think other states will be able to adopt. Now, what
Yeah.
also the plus point for government of Maharashtra was that our other smaller the other agencies, which play a big role in development, which is like the MMRDA or the MSRDC and the this they or they themselves are also a profitable agencies. They are who are doing the development. So each state would get a benefit in terms of the knowledge that they would get from how Maharashtra is doing it, is developing their own such smaller centers and then ensuring that this securitization then can be converted to a larger project that they will want to do.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, ma'am. I think we've gotten to know a lot from this conversation with you today. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll keep on coming back to you for more on this. Thank you.
Thank you.